You go tanning, Alex?
Yeah, why?
Tanning.
I have my bitch pants on right now.
Oh, wait, the teleprompter.
Well, it says welcome to SCSU Live.
Okay.
Apparently. I don't know.
We're good now.
We're good now.
We're not good. Hold on.
No.
Jeff.
I need to make sure it's on silent and I'm in.
Yeah, make
Okay.
sure your phones are on silent.
Yeah, because I want to do this one take wonder. Okay, let's go. I'm ready.
Let's do this. We're ready in here.
Welcome to SCSU Life.
Where we bring your community straight to you.
Today we are going to show you how to take poetry to a whole new level.
We're also going to show you some holiday tradition fun. SCSU Life, your life, starts now. SCSU brings a new style of poetry to the Granite City area. Slam poetry is becoming a popular trend across the states, portraying a broad range of voice, style, and cultural traditions featured in their performance.
UPB invited the Dynamic Duo to perform for the school, and it was a really great idea. And they also selected 5 students from the performance circuit to open for them. And slam poetry, in case you didn't know, is not exactly poetry per se as you would think it is from English. It's more spoken word, verse, like something you would hear every day on the street. It's much more relevant and important to today's kids. So.
Poetry just heard, that was amazing.
Came to do a show. You know, we got booked to come and do a show, and it was a lot of fun because we get to drive through St. Cloud a lot, but we don't really get to stay. It has one of the prettiest names in the universe, so it was nice to come hang out finally. So.
I'm really excited we have them. We've had spoken word before, but not as high energy as this. I mean, sometimes they just slow you down, but it was really entertaining and it was inspiring.
Well, I come from a traditional poetry tradition. I am a creative writing major, and so I grew up with Sylvia Plath, Yeats, John Keats. And so this kind of poetry is still kind of new for me. And it's really refreshing to see some people do it, and not only do it, but do it well. And the Dynamic Duo is just fabulous. They do it perfectly, and I love their style. It's very interactive with the audience. It's great. And I love their uses of language. It's phenomenal.
For me, it's I would say it's a healing tool. The poetry that we do, and I've been blessed to hit the road with Ken for like 8 years. It literally saved my life, and so the fact that we get paid off it is just an added bonus, you know. But like without it, I don't know where I'd be. It gives me an opportunity to connect with people that I normally wouldn't, and get some things off my chest and off my heart that would probably sit there if I didn't have it.
Usually I hope for like a really good turnout, but if it wasn't as huge as I expected to be, then I really hope for people who do show up actually enjoy themselves to the fullest. And which I'm excited for because everyone who showed up seems to really have a good time, and that's what counts.
The best thing about performance poetry is that anybody can do it, and then especially when you see it up close like this, it gives you an opportunity to feel like you can do the same, you know. And the importance of standing up and telling your story is honestly one of the most important human experiences you can have. And so, making the art form accessible and letting people know that they can do it. I think that's largely what a lot of people will come away with from it. The idea that they have stories. If you relate to a story that you heard one of us tell or one of the other kids on the open mic tell, then that means you can go home and do the same thing. And people will listen to you. That's the big shocker. Working with young people, you notice that about them. You know, they, the moment they realize someone will listen to them instead of them having to just sit somewhere and listen, it's a very empowering thing.
The cool thing about slam poetry, it doesn't really have a particular genre. You can do anything in slam, so you can have that soft voice. You can also have that loud, boisterous voice. It's kind of it's just a style thing, you know. However you feel, you know, you should put yourself out there. The cool thing about slam is that it doesn't know any real boundaries. So we like to scream. Screaming is kind of awesome for us when we're spitting our poems and using humor and also talking a lot about childhood and reminiscing a lot as well, and being really descriptive and using music and beatboxing and all these other mechanisms, you know, to get the idea out. But the cool thing about slam is that you can do whatever you want. And it's empowering. It really is. When you know that you can connect with an audience of strangers just by getting your feelings out, however way that might come out, whether it's a soft whisper or song or yelling at the top of your lungs.
It's always good to know that you're not the only person out there writing and wanting to perform. You know, there are others with similar interests and people who appreciate what you do, and it's a great feeling, and I hope everyone gets that from this tonight.
To be able to express yourself through these artistic ways could be some interest to you.
Make sure to use your talents to express yourself, and maybe you can even compete in an event like this.
After the break, we enter a doll's house.
7. An 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. Put your carton in the bin with your other recyclables and let them start a new life. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
Here at SCSU, students at the theater department are performing the show A Doll's House, a play based on real-life situations that women have to face throughout history.
My name is Katie Sigler, and I play Mrs. Lind in A Doll's House. A Doll's House is, it's difficult to really describe in some ways. It's basically about abuse in a family and then overcoming this abuse and trying to break free of abuse, basically.
My name is Tyler Haugen, and I play Nils Krogstad, who is considered by most the villain of this play, but I like to think of him as the hero. A Doll's House is a play written by Henrik Ibsen, a Norwegian playwright in the late 1800s, and it really addresses the female's role in society, and Ibsen tries to find a way to give the female more power in that time, because at the time it was a taboo subject to think about, a woman having power. So he tried to bring that out to the forefront.
I'm Elizabeth Morgan, and I'm playing Anne Marie, the nurse in Doll's House. The main character is Nora, and I'm the one who took care of her as a child, and I'm now taking care of her children. Really groundbreaking for the time, because it talks about a woman leaving her husband. It's one of the most popular pro-feminine plays that we have, and it was groundbreaking for realism, bringing realism onto the stage.
I am Amy Josephs, and I play Helen in the show. My character has a lot of little bit parts that she comes into, and she is basically the person that takes care of them on a regular day basis and takes care of their children with the other maid, and she's basically like the one constant thing in their household is having the maid and having the maid take care of them.
I'm Cameron, and I play Dr. Rank in the play. My character is considered a clutch character, is what I've been told, and I kind of connect some of the scenes together, as does Katie's character, Mrs. Lind.
I hope that the audience takes from A Doll's House, I think there's a lot of messages about women's rights still applicable to today. There's a lot about how men condescend to women, which is still a problem in society.
I hope the audience is moved by the show because it deals with a lot of heavy subjects like women's roles in the household and men's roles in the household, and if they're allowed to do this or if they're allowed to do that. And I really hope that they see how society has changed since this play has been written, and I hope they get that out of it.
It's important for St. Cloud State to put on this show because students can walk away with this and still relate to all the characters, and hopefully if they are in a situation like this, they can walk away and go, I didn't realize that this is what's going on, kind of thing, and hopefully they can get out of their own sad situation if they are in one.
The show is in the PAC, the Performing Arts Center, in the center stage, and it plays December 4th through the 9th.
Being able to go see this show has really changed my perspective.
I definitely have to check that out. We'll be right back.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation, and every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Welcome back, you're watching SCSU Live.
Here at SCSU, there is a large amount of diversity students coming from all around the world for an education.
Which is why it is important that those specific students educate others around the community about their culture.
I believe ASA is like the motherland of all the other organizations here. We're basically just here to put together all the African students that are here on campus. We always start with the organizations here on campus, like the ESA, SSA, OSO, Liberian Students Association, CAS. We ask all organizations if they want to be a part of it. We work a lot with other schools, Mankato, U of M, St. Thomas, and we ask for their participation as well. So a lot goes into planning African Night. You usually have to start right when the board comes in or at the beginning of fall semester. Well, African Night every year has a different theme, and this year the theme was Cradle of Civilization, and basically we just wanted to showcase all African countries and then kind of surround that theme, and we did a past, present, future, and we just wanted to show how Africa has transitioned from the past.
Well, what's the purpose of African Night? To bring historical information about Africa, the continent of Africa, an incredibly diverse continent that probably the most complex and diverse continent on the planet. So we have, dances, entertainment, poetry, spoken word, lecture about different aspects of Africa. And we also have different cultural organizations, both that deal with African issues from different African countries, as well as Pan-African issues. We have African Americans, Council of African American Students, which is predominantly was organized by an African American student body here. So we have people from different communities showcase their talent as well as their story. It's a successful avenue to introduce the multiple concepts of Africa. International students have participated, but students from the United States have participated too.
Moving on to another topic on cultural aspects, the university has also provided a resource center for students who come from homes much more distant.
Second-year student at St. Cloud, and I'm studying meteorology and hydrology, two majors. I got involved with MSS right away in my first semester based on a recommendation from my roommate to join and to get involved with them. And one of the great things about it is that it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me. I've been able to be a leader in many different ways, such as in the Power and Diversity Leadership Conference for 2 years in a row. So it was really great for me, and I was able to be an ambassador this year and just lead in a lot of great events.
I am a second-year student, and I'm majoring in criminal justice studies as well as minoring in human relations. I would have to say one of the best things I remember about being here, or should I say that I've been able to experience, has been the Leader in Diversity Leadership Conference held here at MSS, where multiple schools come out and participate in different activities and get to target some of the social and political struggles that are happening in America. Just being a volunteer, I personally chose to volunteer for the Leadership and Diversity Conference, and just being a volunteer, I was still able to get the same effect that the students were receiving that were actually personally participating at the event. So that just together shows how much of an effect that conference has on students that visit here and students that are already here.
I'm a fourth-year student at St. Cloud State University, and my major is business management with a concentration in human resource. Something that I remember most with MSS is probably helping APP students and incoming freshmen transition into the college atmosphere. Another thing is how MSS helps multicultural students throughout their college experience.
If you are one of the ones who need guidance, you are more than welcome to stop by the Resource Center located in Atwood.
Haiti were hit by the massive earthquake. The people of America and the world came to their aid.
President Clinton and I have seen firsthand the power of your contributions at work.
The Clinton Bush Haiti Fund is on the ground, funding programs that create jobs, teach skills, and assist local businesses.
Please continue to help us help the people of Haiti so they can rebuild and thrive. Thank you.
Go now to ClintonBushHaitiFund.org or text Quake to 2222 to give $10.
A world that's getting smaller. World of opportunity. It is a world of
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
With the holiday season just around the corner, you can't forget about decorations.
For many households in the community, cutting down a tree is one of the part of the holiday traditions.
Our company is Weiss Trees, or Weiss Christmas Tree Farm, and we started it in 1974. We bought the land and planted the first trees in '74.
We planted about 5,000 trees. A friend of ours came over and helped us start planting, and he told us how to do it, and from then on we were tree farmers.
I remember visiting a tree farm as a kid and getting trees from a tree farm, and I thought that looked pretty neat to go out there and have those trees and raise them, and it looked like a lot of fun. As we got into it, I realized there's also a lot of work involved.
We've got about 4,000 or 5,000 trees to sell now. We're sort of winding down a little bit because we're thinking about transferring the farm to our children. And at one time, we probably had 45,000 to 50,000 Christmas trees.
Some of the trees will be 7 feet tall, like some of the pines, Scotch pine, Norway pine, be 7 feet tall in about probably 8 years. So the spruce and balsam take longer than that. We try to be people-friendly, but also friendly for the whole ecosystem. We're primarily choose and cut, where people come, pick up a saw at our entrance and cut the tree, then they bring it up and we shake it and wrap it if that's what they want. And if they need help, we'll go out and cut the tree. Some people come and when we're here and we'll go out with the pickup and pick up the tree and bring it in because they don't have the facilities for doing that with a smaller car.
We advertise that we're open for full service on the weekends, but if people want to come out and they can't come out during the weekend, they can come out and during the week. We have a board there that tells them just exactly what to do, and they just come in and follow directions. Otherwise, on weekends, they come, we greet them, give them a flyer, We have Santa Claus on the weekends, and they have candy and free bows, and we make it a family affair.
We also have self-serve, where people come when we aren't available, like during the week, and we have a pay box there, and they can cut the tree, figure out which one it is. We have some samples there, and then they can pay in the box.
When we retired, we had something to do to occupy our time, and it's been very fun and a little bit profit once in a while.
If you haven't picked out your tree yet, be sure to stop by Wise Tree Farm here in St. Cloud.
Speaking of the holidays, there is a tradition held down in the Twin Cities where a parade is shown lighting up the streets.
We're at the Nicollet Mall at the Holidazzle.
It's a parade where it's full of lights and
Christmas
different
Eve.
like children's stories.
It's a holiday parade that
Like
happens every
big
year
floats.
downtown.
Yeah,
With floats, yeah.
that are lit.
Cause it's so Christmassy.
Yeah, it gets you in the Christmas spirit.
And all the little kids are
Yeah.
so cute.
I come to see the little kids, which is kind of creepy.
And the floats
and
are
the
pretty
floats.
cool. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, the Wicked Witch, like riding on her little bike.
Animals, giraffes, tigers, elephants. Oh, and my favorite animal is a tiger.
It means family.
Yeah, family, food, and like coming together and
hanging out a lot.
You just have to dress warm and be prepared for a crowd.
Yeah, it wasn't
Everybody-
even that bad
It was
weather
not that
today,
bad,
but it's fun. It's a good
it's
time.
definitely worth it coming to the Holidazzle. For those of you who want to come out and see the Holidazzle, dress warm and be prepared for a crowd, but be prepared for a great show.
Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square, in the frosty air.
Everybody, everybody! It's so good to see you all.
Would you recommend the Holidazzle parade to anyone, to your friends?
No.
Why not? So you wouldn't want your friends to see the Holidazzle parade?
Because it's a secret.
The fact that these parade performers do this every night must be cold.
I really hope to see the parade before the holiday comes to an end. To see this or more SCSU Life, check us out on channel 21 or log on to www.youtube.com/SCSU Life.
It's been a great semester, and for our last time, I'm your host, Alex Miller.
And I'm Jeff Anderson. Happy holidays from SCSU Life.